Have you ever stopped to think about how much we are surrounded by words and phrases that, at first glance, seem perfect, but that deep down can be empty and illusory? We live in a society where, often, what we want to hear prevails over what we really need to hear. And in the midst of this, the true truth, the one that challenges us, the one that makes us grow, ends up being left aside in favor of comfortable and pleasant words. But after all, do these soft words really help us? Or do they just keep us stuck in a comfort zone where nothing changes and nothing evolves? It is easy to get lost in the illusion of false compliments and empty praise because they please the ego. But do they really push us to be better people? Today, I want to invite you to reflect on the importance of choosing the truth, even when it is uncomfortable, because it is this truth that, over time, is capable of transforming our lives. Sincerity, however much it hurts at first, can be the best gift someone can give us. This is because it brings with it the power to transform us, to wake us up to what really matters, and above all, to free us from the lies that prevent us from growing. Before we start exploring this topic, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Here we talk about how to improve our way of thinking and living, with reflections that can really make a difference in your journey. Let's understand together why, sometimes, what we really need to hear is not what makes us feel good, but what makes us see reality clearly, so that we can, in fact, live in an authentic and meaningful way. In today's world, where interactions happen quickly and are often superficial, it has become common to opt for the social shortcut, saying something that seems nice, even if it is not authentic. How many times have you seen someone complimenting something just to avoid conflict or appear polite? Although this may sound like a kind gesture, the truth is that this practice can cause more harm than good. Empty words work like counterfeit currency. They seem valuable at first glance, but they have no substance to support the recipient. A compliment that does not reflect reality may even bring a momentary feeling of relief or satisfaction, but deep down, it delays learning, blocks self-knowledge, and worse, distances us from who we really are. Furthermore, this choice to avoid the truth often comes from fear of displeasing, of being misunderstood, or even of losing the approval of others. However, we need to ask ourselves, are we really helping someone by hiding what we think? Or are we just feeding a temporary illusion that could collapse at any moment? Reflecting on this is essential because society seems increasingly focused on pleasing others and less concerned with being truthful. But without truth, how can we grow? How can we correct what needs to be corrected? These are questions we need to ask ourselves, both in relation to the words we receive and those we offer to others. Telling the truth has never been easy. Honesty takes courage because it often challenges the comfort level of those around us. Saying something sincere, even knowing it may upset someone, is a sign of respect and genuine care. Only those who truly care have the courage to point out something that needs to change, even at the risk of being misinterpreted. The truth, even when uncomfortable, is a gesture of love. Imagine a close friend who realizes a mistake in their actions. They can choose to remain silent and avoid the discomfort of telling you, or they can choose the harder path, telling you something that you may not want to hear. It takes courage to prioritize someone's long-term well-being over seeking immediate approval. People who choose honesty build stronger relationships. They show that they care enough not to mask reality. Of course, the way the truth is told matters. Words can be firm, but they also need to be respectful. However, what makes honesty so valuable is that it carries something rare: the intention to help others grow. This courage to be truthful not only benefits the listener, but also the speaker. By taking a sincere stance, we strengthen our character, develop authenticity, and become more trustworthy. After all, it is better to live with someone who has the courage to point out an uncomfortable truth than with someone who deceives us with empty words. At first glance, a false compliment may seem harmless, even kind, but deep down, it carries a silent risk, creating a false perception of oneself. When we accept words that are not sincere, we can be led to believe something that does not correspond to reality, and this takes us away from growth and self-knowledge. Think about it. If someone compliments you on a job poorly done just to be polite, you miss the opportunity to see where you can improve. What seems like a kind gesture is, in fact, a barrier that prevents progress. Even worse, empty compliments can create a bubble of illusions where we believe we are doing everything right while mistakes continue to accumulate without us realizing it. In addition, false compliments also erode trust. When you discover that someone's words were not genuine, you begin to question not only that person, but also those around them. Too much falseness in words creates an environment where it is difficult to distinguish who truly cares and who just wants to please. In the long run, the practice of accepting or giving dishonest compliments weakens us emotionally. We become dependent on superficial approval to feel good instead of seeking the true validation that comes from honesty and effort. That's why it's essential to not only learn to identify empty compliments, but also to avoid giving them. After all, the truth, no matter how difficult it may be, will always be more valuable than any empty words. Although many people view criticism as something negative, the truth is that sincerely delivered insults can be one of the greatest gifts someone can give us. What is often seen as a harsh blow is actually an opportunity for improvement. When someone is willing to be honest with you, the intention behind the insult is not to destroy, but to help build something better. It is natural to resist criticism, especially when it catches us by surprise or touches a sensitive spot. But when we stop to reflect, we realize that the most genuine insults are those that push us out of our comfort zone and force us to face the areas of our lives that need attention. Instead of hiding from the pain, we can use it as fuel for personal growth. When someone calls you out on a mistake or failure, even if it is harsh, they are actually offering you a chance to become better. If you can look beyond the momentary pain, you will see that the offense was actually an invitation to improve. After all, real change never happens without discomfort. This kind of honesty can be disconcerting, but it is a profound form of care. The truth, when told with the intention of helping, has the power to strengthen bonds between people, as it creates a foundation of trust. Rather than feeding false illusions, it challenges us to grow, to learn from our mistakes, and to build a more authentic and resilient version of ourselves. Receiving genuine criticism can be one of the most challenging but also most enriching moments of our journey. The first impulse is always to defend ourselves or justify our actions, but if we allow ourselves to, true criticism can be a powerful tool for transformation. The secret lies in how we deal with it. First, it is essential to understand that criticism is not a personal attack, but an observation about a behavior or situation. The intention behind constructive criticism is never to put someone down, but rather to point out something that can be improved so that the person can grow. Instead of closing yourself off in a defensive cocoon, try to listen carefully to what is being said and try to understand what can be learned. When someone gives you true criticism, especially when it touches on something sensitive, it is natural to feel an emotional impact. However, the key is to not let this emotion take over you. Take a deep breath, and before reacting, ask yourself, what is this person trying to teach me? This changes your entire perspective. Additionally, it's important to be able to distinguish criticism that comes from a place of malice from criticism that is offered with the intention of helping. Not all criticism is valid, and some may be motivated by envy or misinformation. But when criticism comes from someone who genuinely cares, it should be received with gratitude, as it is an opportunity for growth. Handling genuine criticism well is a sign of emotional maturity. By accepting it openly and without resistance, you not only become a stronger person, but also a more authentic person. Remember that there is no growth without reflection and learning, and often the hardest criticism is the one that helps us the most to reach our potential. Everyday life is full of opportunities to apply this principle of valuing honesty. Whether at work, with friends, or even at home, the interactions we have shape who we are and how we grow. When we begin to value the truth more, both in receiving it and in giving it, we create a healthier and more productive environment around us. At work, for example, truthful feedback can be the key to improvement. If a colleague or boss points out an area that needs to be adjusted, don't see it as personal criticism. See it as a chance to show your commitment to improving, learning from mistakes, and evolving as a professional. A person who accepts the truth and takes action to improve is someone who stands out and earns genuine respect. Among friends, honesty creates stronger bonds. Those who have the courage to say what needs to be said, even if it's difficult, are the ones who truly show that they care. A friend who tells you the truth, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, is investing in your growth and in strengthening your friendship. What about you? Are you willing to listen and speak the truth to those you love? In the family, honest communication can transform relationships. In an environment where everyone feels safe to express their concerns and feelings, honestly, without fear of reprisal or judgment, relationships tend to be more genuine and harmonious. Valuing honesty in the home is cultivating a solid foundation for mutual respect and love. This principle of giving and receiving honesty can also be applied to our everyday interactions. From a conversation with a supermarket cashier to a deep debate with a friend, the truth has the power to transform every exchange of words into something meaningful. By being more transparent, we can not only help others grow, but also help ourselves, creating an environment of authenticity around us. Value words that are spoken with true intention, even if they are not sweet. Often the greatest lessons come disguised as criticism. The final thought I leave you with is simple but powerful. What kind of life are you building? One in which the comfort of pleasant words predominates, or one in which sincerity, no matter how harsh, is valued as a tool for growth? Choosing the truth does not mean that life will always be easy. On the contrary, facing sincerity requires courage, a willingness to look at our flaws, and a desire to improve. But in the end, true transformation only happens when we are able to face reality without illusions. As you reflect on everything we have discussed, remember that the truth is not an enemy, but an ally. It is not something that will destroy who you are, but something that will help you grow into who you can become. It is normal to feel uncomfortable when faced with criticism or a sincere offense, but it is in this discomfort that the opportunity to become better lies. So the next time you hear criticism, or even when you are about to say something truthful to someone, ask yourself, am I offering a truth that can help the person evolve? If so, don't be afraid to say what is necessary with respect and empathy. And if you receive criticism, try to extract from it what can really propel you to the next level. Now think about the impact that these choices can have on your life. With each decision to be honest with yourself and with others, you build a more authentic, stronger, and truer life. If this video brought clarity to you and helped you reflect on how words can shape your life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here we always talk about what really matters, sharing ideas that can transform your vision and actions. Like, share, and follow us for more reflections and tips on how to live more consciously. Until the next video.